Oh, hello, Tashidele. Hello, everyone. Tashidele, Venerable Tundubla,
Tashidele.
and yeah, everybody. Hello. Oh, okay. Let me. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe. So you can hear. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Mm. Okay. Yeah. Good to see you. Many of our Santa Fe brothers sisters.
Geshe,
I
just
miss I
quickly.
miss seeing you all this year in person. So hopefully other time.
Geshe, just quickly on behalf of the center, I wanted to welcome you back to our virtual Gompa. As you said, we are missing you very much this year as well. We are counting down the days to your return to Santa Fe, hopefully in 2026. Maybe we're hoping hoping and praying that happens. We're grateful that you were able to accept this invitation to teach us on Zoom. Geshe is one of the preeminent teachers in our tradition. He's been a touring teacher for over 25 years and one of the most renowned teachers within our tradition. And we've been really blessed to be able to cultivate a relationship with Geshe over the past 3 years now that we hope maintains and continues for decades and decades to come. So we're really, again, grateful that you're teaching us, and thank you so much. And when you're ready, we would like to offer a mandala when you're prepared for that, when you're ready for that.
Okay. Oh, Venerable, thank you so much. Yeah, we can start with mandala. Mm.
This ground anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, 4 continents, the sun, and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it.
Mm.
May all living beings enjoy this pure land. O holy and perfect pure Lama, from the clouds of compassion that form in the skies of your Dharmakaya wisdom, please release a rain of vast and profound Dharma, precisely in accordance with the needs of those to be trained. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryasana.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we start the session refreshing refuge practice in Buddha Dharma Sangha. Then after that, generating Bodhicitta motivation, especially uh, reflecting on mm, the enlightened qualities of the Buddhas and the Gurus and Bodhisattvas. They are immeasurable compassion, love, blessings, in the concern of the well-being of numberless sentient beings. Yeah. Uh, then the Dharma, that which uh, wisdom, that which infused by altruism, mm, that serve the benefit of the entire numberless sentient beings, uh, temporary happiness after the ultimate happiness of enlightenment. And the Sangha, mm, who observe those values in learning as well as realizations, such as those of the Arya beings, and of course the enlightened gurus and Buddhas. Even when we relate to the conventional Buddha Dharma Sangha, even just relating to the Buddha's representations, like such as Buddha's drawings and statues, or even thumbnail size of the tsa-tsa. Even it can be just a defect from the art, even just a part of Buddha's image. It carries the benefit of purifying our mind, purifying limitations, and bringing benefit of liberation and enlightenment and positivities. Then, even one single word of Dharma, many of us here familiar with the Lamrim teaching, which present the entire Buddha's teaching there. Even just referring to the one word or one line in one chapter, it carries the antidote to purify our untamed mind, purify delusions, purify the karma, and create the causes for virtuous accumulations and planting the seed of enlightenment. And then even when we relate to the conventional representations of the Sangha, such as the monks and nuns who really live in the vow of individual liberation precept. Even someone who holding a pre-ordination vows, when we think of what it means, that renunciation is extremely valuable. Renouncing the worldly concern from the heart, and renouncing the worldly sign, worldly name, even though someone can be very beginner, who still may carry a lot of the tendency of worldly being, but then that individual start to carry the value of a life from that very onward, carry the value of renunciation in even just those three qualities, overcoming three limitations. When we really see the actual meaning of it, it is truly impacting to our heart. It is truly valuable, existing in the world. It is like a relics. Then no question about someone who observing novice 36 vows. uh, it is a great contribution to the virtuous environment of the existence, especially in this samsaric world, in this very complex, challenging world. Even one person observing the monastic vow is so precious, and it is so rare. I mean, even in the human community of 7-8 billion human community in the southern world, when we think of life in the Sangha, it's just one small dot. Maybe you may not even see that small dot. It's so tiny in number. It's just, it's we can even count in the easily. So and it is not easy to observe those precepts in a very destructive world, and especially these sensual distractions, material distractions. And those are the major obstacle, in fact, to the ordinary person who become Sangha, who become monks and nuns, is a huge obstacle, is a huge challenging, and to able to overcome and to stay secured in the precept of the Sangha is a great the great strength of mindfulness that they live in, and it is truly meaningful. Of course, so meaningful for themselves, but also so meaningful to the entire existence, entire world. So and then those of the individual who observe fully ordination Sangha vows, which is truly so rare. And as like Buddha's teaching in the Vinaya talks about the existence of the Buddha Dharma dependent on the existence of the Vinaya, and the existence of the Vinaya very much existence of the Sangha, who preserve the Vinaya precepts or Sangha precepts. So, in fact, existence of the Dharma and does depend on the existence of the Sangha. So therefore, it is really, really, extremely, extremely rare and precious. So, so you see, so thinking about this, the qualities of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, then no question about gurus, like such as His Holiness the Dalai Lama, like Kapchen Lama Sopa Rinpoche, and your individual gurus. Their dedication completely, our well-being, not just us as a student, but numberless sentient beings' well-being. Every single breath of them, every single moment of their existence is completely for the benefit of numberless sentient beings' well-being. And they really, complete sacrifice or complete willingly, joyfully give up in the concern of their own well-being, their own, these gurus who carry, who rendered the ordinary human body and manifest the deeds of enlightenment to us, like such as the holy physical manifestation of like His Holiness Dalai Lama, and Kyabje Lama Sowa Rinpoche and your other gurus, uh, you can see so obvious that they completely let go of cherishing even one moment of comfort for their body and their senses. You know, every single moment of their existence is dedicated for others. Starting from, we ourselves experience in our life, so obviously, whether you manage to physically spend time one day, around with His Holiness Dalai Lama, Kyabje Lama Sowa Rinpoche or not, uh, but even from afar, observing their day-to-day existence, it has been like that. It's so easy for us to see nakedly. No need any interpretation, no need any commentary on that. We see so clearly, and and what we need more than that to inspire us, isn't it? It's unbelievable. And I think, and without doubt, each and every one of you here have that transmission, that influence, that reflection. Even it can be just 1%. Many of you surely have many percentage of embodying, like precious gurus like Kyabje Lama Sowa Rinpoche, without doubt, each and every one of you who dedicate your life in the service of Dharma, service of sentient being, service of virtue, service of sentient being. Mm, yeah. When I think of how you all, I see here Louis, etc., all of you, how you take care, let Mummy Max in Santa Fe. It's so heart touching. I go and tell stories everywhere. Uh, uh, you know, I had the fortune, merit to witness, even though it can be just 1-2 days, how you people serve and take care, the Bajor brothers, sisters, and these are great, good human being quality, and there's also an element of that. You do that, because remembering how your guru would do that, how Bodhisattvas would do that, how Buddhas would do that. So really, really inspiring. So my point here is, for the generating bodhicitta motivation, uh, uh, inspired by Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha, then you get the inspiration, and now you want to dedicate. Now you want to dedicate entire our existence, not only just this lifetime's existence, but beyond this lifetime, entire existence until we become Buddha. And then no question about this whole life, no question about this very year, this very day, and this very moment, for the benefit of numberless sentient beings, temporary happiness after the ultimate happiness or enlightenment, for the benefit of the preservation of virtue in learning, never pausing even a day, or never pausing even a moment, learning the great beneficial wisdom of Buddha's teaching, and not pausing even a moment, uh, you know, uh, uh, not progressing in the realization, the transformation in our continuum. Dedicating our life for that, which is more than ever need. Genuine Dharma value, genuine Dharma understanding, genuine expressions of basic ethical, good human values, then especially every one of us here, we had the huge merit, which worked very hard by our many previous lifetime. But I think especially our last life, worked very hard to resolve this unbelievable human aggregates that that's that is so special. That is so special, which we call precious human rebirth, isn't it? Not every human being human rebirth is precious human rebirth, but it's very obvious what we have is a true precious human rebirth. Our heart is like how to say, so fond of Dharma, isn't it? Our heart is so how to say uh, yeah, a heart filled with or inspiration of Dharma, and we like Dharma, isn't it? We like virtue, we like Dharma. We always heart touched by our gurus and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and uh, um, heart touched by these values of the Buddha's teachings. They are amazing, isn't it? They are really heartwarming. Each time we think about it, it's really heartwarming, uh, uh, yeah. So therefore, this is the uh, very precious life. Already can see it has so much merit, and we have the entire capability to do more, to do more. To do more towards the Dharma, to do more towards the humanity, to do more for the ultimate benefit of ourselves, the enlightenment, to do more for the ultimate benefit of the world, temporary and ultimate benefit of the world and other sentient beings. You see, so yeah, so this is something that uh, the meaning that we gain reflecting on the Guru Buddha Dharma Sangha. So that's what usually I share when we refresh our refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha. Uh, the main thing is to get inspired our life in relation to their qualities. Then from there, then we generate this altruistic motivation to make our life even most meaningful. So this is like that. So then, yeah. So then after that, salutation to Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. As we all know, among the 1,000 fortunate Buddha, Guru Shakyamuni Buddha has a special karmic connection to us. We are from the we are the being exists in the southern world during the 5 degenerated time. Even though there are 1,000 fortunate Buddhas to be descendant to this universe, but during this special time, no Buddha, no other Buddhas from the 1,000 fortunate Buddhas almost like dare to descend, because of not easy to tame the human mind, which function in the environment of 5 degenerations. So difficult to first of all, so difficult to meet the Dharma, meet the Buddha. Even though Buddha comes, so difficult to meet the Buddha because of overwhelming the distractions of the destructions of the environment where we are in, especially the sensual distractions. Not easy. So, yeah, not easy. So then, even though we meet the Buddha, but so difficult to get inspired uh, uh, not because of the Buddha's living example and Buddha's words, Buddha's teachings, the wisdoms are not beneficial. Not because of that. It's because of our mind, our emotions are so habitual, so aligned with the worldly concerns, which not only accumulated the habitual imprint from beginningless lifetime, but in particularly the existence within the desire world. The desire is like almost like extreme level. The desire here referring to the sensual desire to do with material attractions, then sensual delusional distractions, in particularly to do with desire to the outer object, and also our heart mainly, overwhelmed by, always filled with the desire, the discontented mind, always not enough, or the fits to the sensual pleasures, whether to do with the objects or sound or feeling or the thoughts, very much overwhelmed, completely filled with all those inner, the heart. There's no room in our mind, very much limited space for us to hear the Dharma, feel about the Dharma, or have time to be around the Dharma. Even Buddha appears, even he proclaimed Dharma, but we as a southern human being in the 5 teachings at a time, we don't get appreciated. We don't appreciate, not get mainly due to too much distractions of the sensual desires within, as well as business, gathering material needs, material comforts, which due to the wrong understanding, misunderstanding, or the false views and false understanding, suffering as a pleasure, impure as a pure. Those of the 4 faults of 4 wrong views, or 4 faults of these worldly thoughts. Seeing suffering as a pleasure, then impure as a pure, impermanent as a permanent, and then selfless as a self. All these 4 faults of view. Our mind is very much occupied by that. So because of that, then and there's no room for us to even consider, to see the meaning in the Dharma wisdom, even it's shared by Buddha, even it's shared by awakened one. You know, when we look at the story of how Buddha came into existence, then after that, Buddha went into extensive training, this Gautama Siddhartha, and after he is enlightened, and for 49 days, he couldn't find any disciple to listen listen to Dharma. We all know that, isn't it? The Buddha even has how to say uh, has to come out this word of quite a saddening word, like even in I don't know how to phrase in English correctly, but the meaning is even I have realized uh, uh, the most beneficial wisdom, but no one would understand this. No one there to listen to this wisdom. Even his long time 5 ascetic friend also give up on him. Can you imagine? Then he has to go into a 49 days of complete retreat in the jungle. So from here, just from this story, we can understand what he mean by the destructions of these wrong views and destructions of limited knowledge, limited benefits, having the misunderstanding in those limited limited wisdoms and limited resources regarding as like ultimate, rather than the appreciating the ultimate wisdom as a most beneficial wisdom, etc. You see, so yeah, so therefore, then when he started to teach, can you imagine, when Buddha started to teach, there's five students to listen his wisdom. So this is kind of shocking, isn't it? So I don't know, maybe that time how many billions of human beings there, but I think maybe at least a few billions there, maybe at least few billions. After within this 2,600 years, maybe how many 2-3 billions increase, maybe, I don't know, but at least some billions are there. So from there, 5 human being managed to see some benefit in Buddha's teaching, but they were not kind of like so excited at the beginning. Buddha had to pay a lot of skillful means to gradually get close to them. Not they try to get close to Buddha. Buddha tried to get close to them. Then uh, then finally, like these 5 disciples, okay, maybe check it out. It's not like immediately inspire so much, and we feel so fortunate to receive the Dharma, etc. They are kind of okay, maybe let's check it out. Then after that, after listening the Dharma, uh, uh, not everyone received the same benefit, because of, even though Buddha have given the equal the sharing of Dharma without any discrimination. But from the 5 disciples side, they have this, not every one of them carry the same level of trust, the faith, and interest to listen the teaching. Among the 5 of them, they also, they realize their achievement in spiritual path also not same time. The one there who I can't remember exact his one of the disciples' name, who achieved the arhat the first. Then after that, then gradually the rest of the others achieve, and that's based on the quality of their own mind. And some took a long time to achieve arhatship. You see, then throughout the Buddha's training wheel of Dharma, 3-wheel training wheel of Dharma, or human wise. not a kind of like millions, like gathered, few hundreds and few thousands. So even the enlightened body manifest to benefits, human being. The human beings are not easy to come together like that. Yeah. So, uh, so, so you see, so when think of Shakyamuni Buddha, uh, comparing to the rest of the fortunate Buddha, mm, is kinder than the rest of the three-time Buddhas because of, he's enduring to guide during the most difficult time. When the sentient beings, when the human beings are going through this period of 5 degenerations, So, so from that point of view, to remember the kindness of Shakyamuni Buddha and offer venerations, feel gratitude, then after that, salutation to Guru Shakyamuni, salutation to lineage gurus. So when we think of like His Holiness Dalai Lama, Kyabchen Lama Sopa Rinpoche, and your other spiritual gurus, you know, our time is truly one of more challenging time. Not easy. The human being of our time is not easy to deal with. When we think of these enlightened gurus, if they concern, even one their own self benefit and let go of even one benefit of a sentient being, they have whole reason not to come back into this world. They can enjoy in Pure Land. They can remain in Sukhavati. Like many Buddhas of the past did. They didn't come into our world in this human form. They remained. Of course, there's no even a one moment of pause that these enlightened gurus don't benefit us, but they benefit us in many different forms, but not necessarily in this human form. And when they manifest in a human form, and to really observe the highest level of precepts and dedication and the service, the well-being of sentient being and well-being of the preservation of Dharma, like His Holiness, like Kyabchen Lama Sopa Rinpoche does, and the other gurus does, is so rare. We can see that. It's not like they need to go through the training in order for themselves to get purer and liberate themselves from samsara. They're already enlightened. At least one we can say with the full conviction, or not just based on the faith, but even when we look at with the clear mind, towards the qualities of like His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama and Kyabchen Lama Sopa Rinpoche, you see, without any doubt that you don't see them absolute enlightened being, absolute, like Arya Bodhisattvas. You don't see even that one fracture of their deeds that which against the Bodhisattva's values, so you see, so for them to manifest into this perfect, we always make an aspiration, may we never be separated from perfect Mayani gurus, isn't it? We have that merit when we relate to like His Holiness Dalai Lama, Kyabchen Lama Sopa Rinpoche, all your spiritual gurus. We are in the position that we have not separated from perfect Mayani gurus who really embody the enlightened and Bodhisattva quality. Someone who truly living in Bodhisattva's way of life, and that deeds are that quality also showing, so ordinarily to this ordinary mind. They are not like Sambhogakaya kind of body who manifest Bodhisattva's enlightened deeds in the Arya Bodhisattva's realm. Like his son Lama, Kyabje Lama Sopa Rinpoche, they show their enlightened quality in using that ordinary human body, human life like what we have, but carrying the qualities of enlightenment and Bodhisattva. That's truly amazing. That's truly unbelievable. Even our very ordinary mind not even need to kind of carry the lenses of the pure 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 mindset. Just using nakedly our ordinary mind, look at them, you see completeness of the Bodhisattva's qualities, enlightened qualities. So that is unbelievable uh, merit of ours, and unbelievable compassion, immeasurable compassion and kindness and generosity of these gurus, these enlightened gurus. So this is something that why we hear, especially when we do Dharma discourses, or not only during Dharma discourses, but whenever we do sadhana practice, even recite one mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, or even want to think of one virtues. If we think of the Buddha's kindness, think of this perfect mind in Guru's qualities and kindness, that really make us ripen our heart. Then after that, whatever practice we take, it is so effective. It really open our spiritual mind. It make our spiritual mind what you call the favorable to receive the spiritual blessing, to receive the Dharma blessing, to receive, to able to ripen into realizations, you see. So this is the main purpose why we are doing that. Okay, so now we recite Refuge and Buddhicitta prayer, then salutation to Guru Shakyamuni Buddha, then salutation to the lineage gurus, keeping those things in mind. Sangye Chetan Soje Chonan La Chanchu Bado Dane Kya Sonche Daje Jin Soje Be Sonam Dola Benje Sangye Drupara Isho Sangye Chetan Soje Chonan La Chanchu Bado Dane Kya Sonche Daje Jin Soje Be Sonam Dola Benje Sangye Drupara Isho Sangye Chetan Soje Chonan La Chanchu Bado Dane Kya Sonche Daje Jin Soje Be Sonam Dola Benje Sangye Ru Barai Sho Semje Damje Dewa Dan Dewe Judan Debra Juche Semje Damje Dunga Dan Dunga Je Judan Rawa Juche Semje Damje Dunga Mebe Dewa Dan Mindawa Juche Semje Damje Nire Jada Nidan Dawe Danyola Nebra Juro Je Semje Damje Dewa Dan Dewe Judan Debra Juche Semje Damje Dunga Dan Dunga Je Judan Rawa Juche Semje damje donga mebe dawa dami dawa gyuje semje damje nyire chada nyedan dawe danyo la nebra gyuro je semje damje dewa dan dewe gyudan debra gyuje semje damje donga dan donga je gyudan dawa gyuje semje damje donga mebe dewa dami dawa gyuje semje damje nyire chada nyedan dawe danyo la nebra gyuro je. Salutation to Guru Shakyamuni Buddha. Kangi duzene zone dawa damje bambe jire dambe jene den zebe godam de la sha se lo. Salutation to lineage gurus. Toni nije sondo jube lama zeje zeje ganje den zhuge chana bemo tenzin jazo la so wan de zo da gyu xin je lo. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so okay. Yeah, so Venerable Tundup asked me to talk about the subject on the refuge practice. Mm. So yeah, so the refuge. Uh, so first of all, here the refuge in relation to uh, protection, not only from the obstacles from temporary or obstacles of this life and obstacles towards this life. The refuge here also not just a protection from this the six realms of existence alone. Here, the refuge is a protection from including uh, all the other limitations, beside uh, samsara, karma, delusions, but all the limitations that which obstacle to achieve the greatest potential of our being, which is the Buddha potential, uh, enlightened potential, that which is our innate potential, to really bring about fully awaken of that potential. Then whatever limitation is there, uh, to have a protection towards that, and here the refuge is about that. Even though so this refuge is in relation to the Mahayanic refuge, even though generally when we talk about refuge, the refuge in relation to three capable beings part, the small capable beings part, middle capable beings part, higher capable beings part. The refuge in relation to small capable beings very much protect from uh, the the limitations of the three lower realms of the future life, and uh, through the refuge precept to create the causes to actualize um, any of the higher rebirths within the six realms. Then the refuge in relation to middle capable being, gain protection from the entire six realms. It is causes, karma, and delusion, and actualize the benefit through the practice, the benefit of liberation, self-liberation. Then the refuge in relation to the mm, the higher capable beings path is, as I mentioned, at the beginning, uh, to overcome the limitations, not only the six realms and its causes, but rest of the other limitations, including of the nirvana peace for one individual self-purpose, rather uh, to gain the path that which will deliver the benefit of most perfected liberation, which is state of full enlightenment, for the benefit of the numberless sentient beings, ultimate benefit of enlightenment. So here, I think most of you are already carrying the practice of the Mahayani refuge. If in case there are any individual who have not taken refuge and who who aspire, wanting to take refuge, then uh, uh, if we take refuge, uh, the third level, the Mahayanic level, then not only we yeah so that way that we will achieve all the three benefits, and the benefit of protection from the three lower realms, as well as the benefit of uh, and the freedom from all the six realms, and including the benefit of enlightenment, So that's most beneficial to go for refuge the Mahayanic way. Then especially in relation to the refuge teaching in relation to Lamrim, which the gradual path to enlightenment, which is the teaching in relation to the Buddha's Paramita Sutra. The teaching in relation to the Lamrim, even though there's three categories of refuge that you can take, but even the refuge in relation to the small capable being, ultimately, that teaching is introduced, or intended to actualize the Mahayanic state of refuge. Here, my point saying this, even though it's refuge of small capable being, and the practice of refuge also falls into the, of course, it's a common, but it is also specifically the teaching in relation to the small capable being, the beginners practice. In the context of the Lamrim, there's someone that ultimately have the capability and inspire to achieve full enlightenment, whose ultimate goal or even taking the practice of the initial practice of small capable being, the ultimately is for enlightenment. In that very moment, one's capability is not up to the higher capable beings' inspiration, it's not up to the capability to integrate the practice of Mahayana or even the middle capable being. So therefore, at the initial stage, you practice the small capable beings path, but ultimately that practitioner's goal is enlightenment. So in other context, which is other than the Lamrim's, the context of teaching, then when first time introduce the teachings of refuge, maybe that so the teachings of refuge that not necessarily in having the ultimate goal of enlightenment. The ultimate goal simply can be just the liberation from the three lower realms, and for the purpose of achieving, any of the higher three realms, can be just that. Then, in relation to the middle capable beings refuge, the ultimate goal itself can be just self-liberation by overcoming the six realms of existence. Nothing to do with enlightenment, full enlightenment. So I'm here talking about in the context of Lamrim, the entire teaching in the Lamrim, which teaching in the whatever categories in relation to three capable beings that it discussed, the ultimate goal is full enlightenment. So it is designed one individual's gradual path to enlightenment. Why call Lamrim? One individual's gradual path to enlightenment. So therefore, even the refuge, the initial practice, is one step of gradual path. That's not the only ultimate path. It's one step of gradual path. In other contexts, the refuge can be the only ultimate path. The practice of refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, as I mentioned before, in order to protect from falling into three lower realm, and as long as you're able to actualize any of the three higher rebirth, that is ultimate. that is ultimate. Such of the even the Hinayana from the hero's practitioner, solitary realizers practitioner, the purpose of practice of refuge, purpose of practice of the teaching in relation to the middle capable beings, such as the 12 links of interdependent origination practice, and the practice of Four Noble Truth. For that middle capable beings, that practice is the ultimate practice to overcome the limitations of samsara and actualize self-liberation. Nothing more than that. There's no greater objective than that. But in the context of Lamrim, then when we discuss the middle capable beings path, whether to do with the traveling or interdependently existent, or Four Noble Truth, or True Truth, or the refuge practice in relation to the middle capable being, it's just a one step of gradual path that ultimately, eventually, to deliver the ultimate goal of full enlightenment. So whether my English managed to deliver, correctly or not, this is what I meant. So any teaching in the Lamrim, ultimate goal is enlightenment. Any teaching outside of Lamrim, if you just talk straightforward, one of the subject in relation to small capable, middle capable being, high capable being, they have their own ultimate objective, and that particular practice serve as their ultimate practice. Just that context of practice. So this is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Yeah. So here I'm presenting in relation to the based on the Lamrim teaching. Yeah. So so the object of refuge. Yeah. Why Buddha Dharma? Why Buddha Dharma Sangha is object of refuge? Not any other than that. In generally, people go for refuge in human being. People go for refuge in spirits. People go for refuge in gods, or material objects. Money, power, etc. But here, the object of refuge has to be different from that, because the ultimate purpose is enlightenment, the perfect liberation. So when it comes to perfect liberation, the object of reliance, we also need, which carries the ability and the qualities that can inspire and influence us, and able to grant those path and blessings. And that only Buddha Dharma Sangha has. So here, the Buddha, the Dharmakaya, and the Dharmakaya, the omniscient wisdom, is the Dharma. Then the person who carried this quality, Buddha himself, is the Sangha. Buddha Dharma Sangha, one, 3 in 1. Buddha himself is the object. Or we can also take the the state of the Dharmakaya is the Dharma was a Buddha refuge. Then wisdom and attitude of altruism, the altruistic wisdom and attitude, like emptiness wisdom and bodhicitta, the path of the Arya Bodhisattvas are the Dharma refuge, or Buddha's omniscient wisdom is the Dharma refuge. Then the Sangha is those who have this, the direct realizations on the altruistic wisdom, like the wisdom, like the Arya beings, like the Arya Bodhisattvas, and the Buddha himself is the Sangha. So then there's also a conventional aspect of Buddha Dharma Sangha, ultimate aspect of Buddha Dharma Sangha. So the ultimate aspect of Buddha Dharma Sangha, the Buddha is the the Dharmakaya itself, and the Dharma is the path and the cessation. Then the Sangha is the Arya beings, the Arya Bodhisattvas, including the Buddha himself. So this is the ultimate Buddha Dharma Sangha refuge. The conventional Buddha Dharma Sangha refuge, which are the representations of the Buddha Dharma Sangha, like such as Buddha, and the holy object, like such as Buddha's representation of statues, images. Those are the conventional, the aspect of the object of refuge, where where we relate practices to purify our mind, purify our karma, and accumulate merit, which are the causes to achieving the resultant Buddha Dharma Sangha. So then, the conventional Dharma refuge is the scripture that which contain the teachings of the Buddha's wisdom. Then the Sangha, the conventional Sangha refuge, is those who preserve individual liberation vows, like the monastic, the Sangha vows. So then the refuge also has a causal refuge and the resultant refuge. The causal refuge is the Buddha Dhammas, the already in the state, who are already in the state. The Buddha Dhamma Sangha, to whom we go for refuge, is the causal refuge. By depending on the causal refuge, then you achieve the resultant refuge, which is your own, the future, the state of, being in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. That is the resultant refuge. So the purpose of going for the causal refuge, or purpose of going for refuge, is to actualize the resultant refuge. The causal refuge act as a direct cause to the resultant refuge. By taking refuge in the Buddha, then it creates the direct cause to actualize resultant Buddha refuge within us. By cultivating all the precept in relation to the Buddha, Buddha refuge will result in the enlightened bodies of our continuum, the resultant Buddha. By taking refuge in the Dharma, through the wisdom of the Dharma, that directly bring about the resultant Dharma refuge within us, by actualizing the Dharmakaya within our continuum. By taking refuge in the Sangha, then it will result ourselves becoming the person who uphold the altruistic, the wisdom and attitude within ourselves, ripening our own continuum into complete the awakening state. So going for refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha, which is the causal refuge, is to bring about this resultant benefit in us. So now in relation to, so then the reason why other than Buddha Dharma Sanghas are not our ultimate refuge. uh, the reason, one of the reason is uh, other than Buddha Dharma Sangha, do not carry the the protection that that they can protect us from the limitation that we need to overcome in order to achieve the entire the resultant qualities of the Buddha Dharma Sangha. One reason is because of that. Mm. Uh, uh, because of other than Buddha Dharma Sangha, they themselves not in the state of full perfection, not fully liberated, like such as gods, and they still bound. Like the holy gods are still bound within the samsara. So they refuge themselves bound by others' power, like karma and delusion and the samsara. How that kind of object of refuge can inspire us and guide us and protect us, from the limitations of samsara. So that is the reason why we don't go for refuge in the gods. There are no questions about, humans or nagas and spirits, material gains, you know, the rest, cannot even give us, sustainable protection from, in material world. There's no way that they can give protection from samsara. You see, so, but that doesn't mean that we kind of disrespect anything else other than Buddha Dharma Sangha. So it doesn't mean we disrespect the existence of the gods, the nagas, etc. In particularly in relation to the practice of Lamrim, then even from the very beginning when we take refuge, we show respect to entire numberless 60 sentient beings. No question about um, those of the Arya beings and the Buddhas, but even the worldly sentient beings, all we offer respect. So in the practice of in the practice of Mahayana, in the practice of Mahayana refuge, so we offer respect to every single numberless sentient beings. The only thing is we don't take them as ultimate object of refuge. We don't go for refuge, for our spiritual goal. Otherwise, uh, we respect through our body, speech, and mind, uh, uh, to gods and humans, anybody. Yeah. So the precept in relation to taking refuge in Buddha, then other than the Buddha, then we don't go for refuge, as mentioned before, to the gods and naga spirits, etc. Then taking refuge in the Buddha, then from now on, we regard the Buddha as um, our main teacher, our main guide, or our spiritual guide. We take Buddha as our spiritual guide, main teacher, like that. Then, by going refuge in the Dharma, so then, we don't go for refuge in those those teachings, philosophies that which carries which carries the view that which against the the ultimate, the 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 purpose of going refuge in the Buddha. Then carrying the wrong views, not accepting karmic law, cause and effect, not accepting life and rebirth, not accepting the possibility of the ultimate liberation, ultimate freedom from the existence of the six realms, ultimate liberation from karma and delusions. There are many philosophies, many spiritual views that which do not accept or which do not assert the existence of karmic law, cause and effect. There are views and philosophies which do not assert life and rebirth, which do not assert the possibility of enlightenment. The highest levels, the spiritual achievement is up to the highest level of the God realm within the six realms, not beyond that. So there are there are many different spiritual philosophies, spiritual assertions that which carries limitations in relation to the philosophy and the view that carries the Mahayanic path, or even in general, general Buddha's path, and especially the Mahayanic path. Yeah. So once you take refuge in the Dharma, then you not to rely on those philosophies, not to rely on those spiritual path, rather take the Buddha's teaching or the wisdom that Buddha shared, the attitude that Buddha shared, as a main guide, as the main wisdom that we should acquire and practice. Those attitudes, learn those attitudes and develop those attitudes. Yeah. Then the taking refuge in the Sangha, then you regard the Sangha who observe the value of the Buddha's teaching, whose refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha, and who cultivate the path of wisdom and attitude taught by Buddha. This community, like such as Arya beings, our ultimate refuge, and even those conventional community who preserve in learning of Buddha's teaching, whose value of whose value of those individuals, whose value of those communities, value based on the Buddha's teaching, are the community that we should mix with, we should stay close with. Anyone who against this, we should avoid. Because Sangha community are the community, even in a conventional environment, where to obtain the inspirations of the path. And if the community is not right, we get negatively impacted in relation to the view, in relation to the attitude. So that's why we need, once we take refuge in the Buddha Dharma Sangha, then it is a precept for us to stay with this community whose values align with the Buddha's teaching. Uh, uh, the minimum, who abstain from violence, who abstain from all the non-virtuous in relation to body, speech, and mind, which bring sufferings, which bring obstacle to the path, the path of enlightenment, which brings inconvenience to the development of the path of Buddha's teaching in relation to wisdom and attitude, who against the value of genuine love, genuine compassion, genuine the harmony in relation to the Buddha's teaching. So such community is to be avoided. That doesn't mean you being biased about community. That doesn't mean that you abandon certain community and you choose only certain community. It doesn't mean like that. For the spiritual growth, such environment is required, even for the benefit of those who are not aligned with the Dharma. Oneself as a not arrive at the stage of resultant Buddha Dharma Sangha, resultant refuge. Yet we are still vulnerable, until we arrive at the state of achieving the resultant Buddha Dharma. We still stay vulnerable. We still stay fragile. When we meet the wrong community, we can change. We can give up our path. So that is the main reason for the training purpose. These are important measures that we need to take. So here we cannot misunderstand that, even though our objective is altruism, concern the well-being of all sentient beings, then why we need to avoid negative friends? Why we need to avoid those who carry other views than the view of enlightenment, the view of altruism? It is simply because of we are being in the positions of easily can be influence, and we may slip away from our ultimate spiritual goal of achieving the enlightenment, achieving enlightenment for the benefit of self and all sentient beings. So even to be able to stay focused on basic value of the Dharma. That's the reason. It doesn't mean we physically stay away from people who don't have refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean we have to move to a monastery. It doesn't mean that. We can still be a good friend with non-Buddhist practitioners. We can be good friends with the non-believer free thinkers. We can be good friends with other religious believers. We should be good friends with everybody. But any views, attitudes that against the basic values of non-violence and compassion, and those ideas, those attitudes, those environment is influencing you, or danger of influencing you, or impacting your steadiness on the path, then we have to distance. Maybe we have to distance from verbal conversation about those things, verbal conversation about those views, because the more you talk about it, uh, sometimes those who hold wrong view have a uh, more thing to say to prove to you to 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 divert your views. Uh, mm, uh, and also our the situation, like me, very beginner, vulnerable. I have more negative continuum than positive continuum. Uh, you know, um, uh, the meritorious imprint is lesser than lesser than negative imprints. The negative imprints in me is accumulated from beginningless lifetime, almost uninterruptedly. Positive imprint is maybe occasionally, occasionally you accumulate. So if I have a friend that who always talks so negatively about enlightenment, negatively about Dharma, and always have a conversation, or bring me to an environment that which against the basic values of enlightenment, karmic law, cause and effect, compassion, non-violence. Because of I carry so much of imprint of the negative side, so easy for me to easily get influence, so easily how to say, to convince this conceptual mind. The most of the elements is hallucination, not really a wisdom. Like my conceptual mind, my this eye consciousness, ear consciousness, even the mental consciousness. Only when I design with mindfulness, then maybe carry some wisdom. Otherwise, mostly is hallucination, dualistic. So when I see something, my hallucination, sensual mind, or even the sixth mental factor, so easy to feel familiar with those, even though it's a negative by nature, but so familiar because I have more imprint of that. And it's so difficult for me to make sense it against the main value of the Dharma, because I have less imprint in my system. So my system is so easy to get aligned with the wrong side than the positive side. So therefore, like person like me as a beginner, if someone talk to me, if someone start to share Dharma about the teaching of bodhicitta or emptiness, it will take a long time to convince me. It doesn't mean the wisdom and the characteristic of bodhicitta, wisdom, emptiness, is not valuable, or it is not not something amazing. It is amazing. Is the ultimate wisdom and ultimate attitude, most beneficial. But because I don't have that receiving antenna, I have more negative antenna than positive antenna. The Wi-Fi router. My Wi-Fi router is to anything that which is actually more the familiar to other than altruism. So whenever someone talk about altruism, I have no Wi-Fi router to kind of connect easily. uh, you see, I have so not familiar with the password. uh, but then the negative side, oh, it's like automatic connection. Sometimes I realize, some places I visited about 1 year later. And when I reached there, and they said, Geshe, this is our Wi-Fi password. But before they give me password, even I have changed my phone, the new phone automatically connected to the Wi-Fi. After 1 year or 2 year later. And I also thought that my phone, I need a new Wi-Fi because the phone changed, isn't it? The phone shall change. But then before they give me the Wi-Fi password, my Wi-Fi already connected. uh, so it's similar. Uh, the imprint we carry, whether it's negative or positive, it's like a password. It's like a connection already made, and it's so easily to link. Even you change the device of this body for few lifetimes. The external shell. Even we change few lifetimes, or maybe even limitless lifetime, like limitless the device or phone. But as long as you have the imprint of the password entering into it, and just automatically easily connects, at least, you see. So it works similar like that. So that's the main reason why we need to stay away from, you know, the negative environment, or and why we need to stay close to the Sangha environment, after taking the refuge in the Sangha. Then so the one of the precept for ultimate benefit, you see. Mhm. Then also, I realize, so sometime, even though that area got a Wi-Fi, it automatically connects, but the Wi-Fi reception is not good. And you got a new SIM, which I experienced this time, when I was touring in Spain. I had this experience. Even though I changed my mobile phone, some area automatically connects, but some area automatically connects the Wi-Fi, but it is what do you call the the function is weak. The Wi-Fi is weak. So rather, I use my what do you call the SIM card. The internet is stronger, but then if I so there's one feature, say, I think that feature say forget something, forget forget of the past. Yeah, you need to click. If you don't click that, it keep the Wi-Fi is already in, and your mobile data is not connecting. So until you completely forget, almost like the delete from the root, then after that, then it doesn't come back. You see. So okay, now why I'm talking this? Oh yes. So so until you see this, the imprint, we have so much imprint, so easily to influence by negative environment. If we don't completely delete the imprint from the root, then because of the so much of the past imprint, we are more prone to connect easily with the negative environment, negative Wi-Fi, negative friends, the influence, so easy. So if we want to go into the non-Sangha environment, I think we need to completely delete the imprint button. Then you carry your own 5G, the Dharma, the mindfulness, the 5G of the mindfulness, introspection towards the whatever amount of Dharma learning we have. You go with that, then you don't have to worry, isn't it? How whatever philosophy they talk, whatever people's behavior is, you don't get influence. But otherwise, is a quite danger to easily get influence. Even those of the mm, mm, those of the Bodhisattva who already actualize bodhicitta and who already enter into the first level of the path of accumulation, and when they meet non-Mayanic teachers, and when they listen to the teaching, and they even they give up bodhicitta. So can you imagine, like us, like many of us, I cannot talk about you, but at least like me, I haven't entered into the path. And if I'm not careful, whom I mix with, if I mix with someone who is not really appreciating about bodhicitta and talks about all about self-liberation, or worse than that is self-cherishing, is all about, just benefit your life, why you need to be busybody about benefiting other sentient beings, you cannot even solve your own samsaric problem, who are you to, be there to solve the problem of the world? And you really will feel like, oh yeah, that's so true, and you may right there, you may give up so easily. Even the bodhisattvas, they give up, so until you achieve the Arya Bodhisattvas level, uh, uh, creating of karma to even falls into lower realm, and no question about giving up bodhicitta, it is um, uh, possible, you see. So that's why uh, the Sangha refuge is so important. Uh, mm, yeah, so that's why uh, even like Dharma centers, uh, uh, and the Vajra brother sister uh, have that community, not no need, not it's not like necessarily everybody as a monk or nun, the Sangha community, uh, who practice the same path, who have the same inspiration, uh, like a Dharma center where everybody come together, even just have a meal together, a cup of coffee together, or even physically unable to always get together, but always stay in touch, at least like through phone, uh, um, or once a while meeting together. Actually, so important, isn't it? It is so essential. That's why the existence of the Dharma centers are, unbelievable essential. Even in relation to just to secure the practice of refuge, is so important. We as a beginner, we need somewhere to go. We need somebody to be with. Some more we are as a social animal. We need to have the social environment. And as a Dharma practitioner, we need that social environment of where everybody carry the same ultimate goal of enlightenment, same path of bodhicitta. You know, you know. Then on top of that is like someone who has the same gurus, as a Vajra brother sister, uh, to stay so close is so essential, especially in today's time. So easy to sidetrack, so easy to slip away with all sorts of distractions, uh, 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 and misinformations, uh, this all sort of what do you call the obstructive the environment, whether it comes in the words or ideas, everything sounds so real, even though it's not real at all. Everything sounds so real. And you hear one time, two time, you see one time, two time, and as I mentioned before, we are so easy to just get connected because of not necessarily is virtue or dharma or right thing, but because of we also carry so much of negative imprint, and the negatives are so easy to get connected. And in order to stay connected with dharma, stay focused on dharma requires so much of merit, so much of conducive environment. Otherwise not easy. So that's why the Sangha community coming together, having regular talk, regular meeting is, more than crucial. I think more than crucial, and it will be even more and more crucial. Especially is in today's world is like if we don't get reminded of the Dharma every day-to-day life, it's so easy to slip away, isn't it? So easy to slip away, so easy to get distracted, uh, uh, and until we start to have a more doubt on the real wisdom and have a easy trust in the wrong views and destructive informations. So therefore, refuge, from that point of view, refuge become extremely important, especially for the beginner. That's why even in the teachings of Paramita Sutra, even the teachings of Lamrim, refuge put as the first, is the first steps of practice, refuge. So a person like me as a beginner, and in the most degenerate time, and especially, degenerated of today, uh, in all direction is like degeneration is like a stormy cloud gathering, right, in the sky, from every corner is like kind of like a storm is gathering. Thunders are like so loud, and the dark cloud is like rapidly, like gathering together. It's like it's it's quite a scary time. And in that time, I think more than anything, I think refuge, refuge is the medicine. Refuge is the protection. Refuge is protection. Immediate level. And compared to all the other practice, the practice of refuge is in fact is the easiest for a beginner. So if someone is really advanced practitioner, you are 100% sure that nothing can distract you. Rejoice and well done. But if it's beginner like me, then more than ever, the refuge has to be strengthened. And if someone is like in between, you are not beginner, but at the same time it's like a beginner. There are many like that. Like I meet the Dharma. I think now almost, I don't know, 40 over years, maybe 50, almost 50 years. Directly engaging with Dharma more than 40 years. From that sense, I'm quite like a senior practitioner. Not really beginner. But when look at the maturity of my Dharma practice is I'm like a newborn. I just met Dharma just one moment ago, and it's a baby. It's a baby of the baby, like that. And especially look especially, referring to the environment where we are now, or you are actually very vulnerable. You're very fragile. If your mindfulness and introspections in the refuge is not strong enough, like that, in the snap, you will be just diverted here and there, that's it, you see. So, so even such practitioner, you met Dharma a long time ago, but your practice is like just met the Dharma today, and more than ever, refuge, knowing that your ultimate teacher to listen is Buddha, no one else. Ultimate wisdom to examine whether your thought, whether your thinking, whether what others say is right or not, is judged by the Dharma wisdom, nothing else, not because of someone says so, isn't it? Not because of someone says so, not because of more people saying like that. We have this tendency of, more people saying, we rather go for that. It's not necessarily. In today's time, more people saying negative than positive. Can we follow that direction because of more votes is there? It doesn't work that way. So we have to depend on the wisdom that carries the logic, reasoning, and genuine sense of common sense, that which really, whether it is aligned with the value of virtue or not, isn't it? I mean, having this human intelligence, we cannot even function like that. Then what's the use of being human being, isn't it? Even our dear pets, the dogs and the cats, they are more, they're, even though in the animal realm, but sometimes they're more intelligent like that, they know who care for them. They're really like so loyal, so appreciative, and it's a really pure relationship. And sometimes we human intelligent, we think we are the smartest, but actually sometimes it seems like not, So that's why, yeah. So, yeah, so we really need to, uh, that's why this, that's why it's saying, don't rely on a person, rely on the, the teaching or the word the person says, but also don't rely on the, just the word, but rely on the meaning. You have to, you validate the person when the person speak the word, but but the word also need to validate by observing the meaning. Then observing the meaning of the word also, don't rely on interpretive meaning. You should rely on the definitive meaning. So there are process. There are quite a process to do, really to make sure that that we are really, relying on the valid object or valid information, isn't it? So there are process. So this is very, very helpful. So, so therefore, the basic correct Dharma study that we study, relying on the valid texts, valid teachings, valid teachers. Now we need to depend on the wisdom we have gained after contemplation. Now we have a wisdom after learning Dharma about karma, about refuge, about guru devotion, about bodhicitta, emptiness, enlightenment, whatever. I think we have learned quite a lot. And especially in our Western mind, we don't simply just, listen to the information, except we have this analytical habits, which is so good. Analyze and now come to a quite a quality decision that you made based on thorough investigation, isn't it? And now that wisdom is something that we should rely on, isn't it? So, but if we don't do that, then it's very scary, you see. So, so that's why the Sangha community is so important. And we need to speak more about bodhicitta. We need to speak more about the whatever all the teachings of the Buddha, because all the teachings of the Buddha is a perfect guideline to the good way of life, and we all wish to live good way of life. So we again and again come together, or again and again, at least yourself, referring to the beneficial wise wisdoms and attitudes, etc. So these are more than ever important, which I feel. So therefore, the practice of refuge is more than essential, more than important to practice. If we strengthen the practice of refuge, then I think we will gain a lot of inspirations in Dharma. Like at the beginning of the talk, I just guide through this form of like meditational guide. Try to reflect on the kindness of Buddha, kindness of the Guru. Then through their Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, the enlightened activity, we get inspired. Then now we get, we now have a purpose. We now have a reason why we want to dedicate in our practice, isn't it? Why we want to dedicate the rest of our life just to be like them. And that is needed every day to day. And refuge will bring us that, you see. That's why even all the sadhana practices, all our sadhana practices, everything start with the refuge. There's no one sadhana practice that straightway start from deity yoga sadhana practice. Start from front generation, self-generation, etc. Everything start with the refuge. So in other words, without the element of refuge, no practice can carry the weight of it is practice. Even Tantra, no value if there's no refuge. You see, we talked about all the precepts, like higher precepts. Without the proper refuge precept, we don't have the basis to receive tantric initiations. So refuge is the must in order to receive the entry to the Tantra. Without the refuge, the special insight, like the wisdom of emptiness, cannot be developed. Because wisdom of emptiness has to develop on the basis of concentration. The concentration has to be developed on the basis of ethics. The three higher trainings. The higher training of ethic, number one, higher training of concentration, number two, higher training of wisdom, number three. These three act as a cause and effect. You see, so higher training of ethic start from the practice of good human value, and as a spiritual practitioner, then start with the refuge. So without refuge, no concentration. Without concentration, no wisdom, isn't it? So again, even if we really see the amazing wisdom in relation to wisdom of emptiness, and we really want to gain that wisdom, because when we gain the wisdom of emptiness, we gain liberation. We can experience liberation, isn't it? We really can able to destroy the karma and delusion when we have the wisdom, direct wisdom of emptiness. This is marvelous. But without the refuge, this wisdom is not possible. Then when we talk about shamatha, the highest level of concentration is like when we learn about its benefit is unbelievable, the physical and mental kind of like fluency, the bliss. Who do not want to experience that, like sustainable physical and mental bliss? Who do not want to, who do not want to experience that, Uh, and everybody have the ability to achieve them if we cultivate its causes. The joy that we experience out of the concentration is the genuine happiness, genuine inner peace. Who do not wish to experience genuine happiness? We all want to experience, isn't it? But that also has a cost. And the very start of the cost is the discipline. The discipline very much in relation to the practice of refuge. You see, is the starting practice of refuge, is the starting foundation. Then when we talk about, then not only that, to achieve the higher concentration, higher concentration is achieved. When you achieve higher concentration, you start to achieve clairvoyance. It would be so wonderful to know, our future, at least how wonderful to know tomorrow what's going to happen, so we can prepare today, isn't it? We don't even need to kind of like need this clairvoyance of knowing the entire future, but even just to have the clairvoyance of knowing one day before and one day after. Maybe we don't want to know about yesterday. We just want to have the clairvoyance of knowing tomorrow. That would be amazing. So that we can protect ourselves from all the troubles that may happen tomorrow, and we can gather all the resources, what will bring the best out of tomorrow. That would be amazing. And all this comes out of concentration, developing concentration. A lot of you are familiar with the Lamrim teaching. There's a teaching sections of the shamatha practice. Before the actual shamatha realization, there's a general concentration to be developed, which is they call the higher perceptions. The higher perceptions, it comes such as the clairvoyance. Many higher degree of clairvoyance will develop because of training ordinary concentration, and that will gradually will bring about higher perceptions. Then the higher perception will bring about the highest qualities of the shamatha. Highest qualities of the shamatha will bring about the higher qualities of the wisdom, like special insight. So this all act as a cause and effect, and all these are all these are the very much result of the moral discipline. And here again, refuge comes so important. You see. Now, then when we talk about, you see, the more the moral discipline we have, our life become more conducive, productive, which bring tremendous benefit for long future, and that start with a long future within this lifetime, like such as from tomorrow onward, then especially next lifetime onward, for all the future times. Mm, yeah, including at the time of death. So that again, start with the basic human discipline, and as someone who practice Dharma, who have the spiritual purpose in life, then start with the refuge. Start with the practice of refuge. When we practice of refuge, if we really, really uphold the practice of refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha, you really have no fear of uncertainty of tomorrow, uncertainty of future, because you already have a genuine sense of renunciation about the samsaric samsaric aspect of life, you really genuinely have the renunciations about, temporal, worldly concerns. Uh, so, because of that, even the limited um, distractions, like even the death comes in our way, we see very small uh, inconvenience in our life. Someone who has a refuge, who have a greater vision of the purpose of life, which is beyond future lifetime. And all the limitations of this life become very small. Sickness, the fear about sickness also becomes small when you have a strong refuge. Fear about inconvenience in relation to, material gain, the worldly concern like a fame, name, status. If there's any obstacle towards that, from the eyes of someone who really have a good practice of refuge, these are very small, minor. You don't get distracted. You don't get distracted with these limitations, because you have a greater purpose, greater meaning than these distractions. When we don't have refuge, then we are, very much our focus is caught up with this limited distractions of this life's concern, worldly concern, always worry about, the status, the name, the financial relationship. Then the day-to-day life very much consumed by being busy with this and disturbed by all these ups and downs, ups and downs of day-to-day matters. When you have a genuine refuge, all these matters become so small, so tiny, and you don't get distracted by all these small matters. You see them still in samsara, and you already have a renunciation towards that. You already know these symptoms are symptom of samsara. Why I need to be overwhelmed with it, overwhelmed with that? I know the limitation. That's why I have refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha. I have a greater purpose to focus than to get distracted with these small matters. So that's how refuge can protect us from fear of uncertainties in our worldly day-to-day life. Then when it comes to death, then when you have refuge, minimum, when you have to have refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha, even you didn't manage to uphold the practice as required, but you have taken refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha, the immediate next future life is definitely protected from being born in three lower realms. That's amazing, isn't it? Even you didn't manage to uphold the practice, purely, but you have managed to take refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha. And minimum benefit for immediate rebirth, even you wish to reborn in three lower realm, you have no chance. Even how much you pray that I want to be reborn in three lower realm, you have already have mistake or taken refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha. Now you have no chance to be born in hell realm, Hari Ghost realm, animal realm. It is definite minimum will born into human god, demigod realm. If you are so unfortunate, more unfortunate than that, you will be born in pure realm, and even more unfortunate than that, you will be enlightened. If I say the other way around. So you see, so you see, when you have refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha, if you know that I'm dying, you see, usually the natural occurrence to any people, passing away, based on the teaching, the dissolutions of the death process, there's lots of hallucination or fears comes in our way. And that also trigger, ripening of, many negative emotions. Then one of the very, very vivid fear is, there's a danger of being born into unfavorable rebirths. Even those who do not believe in rebirth, they have this all sort of hallucinations that going into a unknown zone that not necessarily may be future life, but unknown zone, and it still brings so much of fear, the hallucination. In our gross mind, non-believers still stay as if there's no rebirth. As long as I take care of this whole life, I'm okay. When we are not approaching death, this ordinary conceptual mind still can design your belief. But when the conceptual ability, conceptual wisdom ability is declined because of the natural declining of our, the four elements and the five elements, including the mind, then the natural occurrence of the hallucination doesn't give any kind of like this discrimination to whether you're a believer, non-believer, theistic, non-theistic, everybody, go through that process of fear of, where will I go, or even like you don't have a fear, where will I go? You have fear of losing yourself, and that losing yourself is not like a losing from all the, troubles, pain of life, it is very much like kind of like going into a dark tunnel, which you don't know where will you end. So the hallucinational, bring, these are just a rough idea, but it's much more disturbing, hallucinational occurrences comes in that individuals, this is a natural occurrence, not only to human, but even to the animals. Anyone who go through within the sixth realm, anyone who go through process of death, even the spirit also dies, even the spirit realm, they also dies, doesn't matter as long as bound with the karma and delusion, then the death comes, the hallucination bring that kind of disturbances, you see. But now someone who has a refuge, and especially who has a human mind, even though it's a conceptual mind, but just remembering that I have a refuge, that will giving so much of protection and confidence. In another way, that you have so confident where you are going. If someone who has refuge, definitely who believe in rebirth, who have idea of rebirth. And when we have idea of rebirth, there are possibility within six realms, six rebirths. And beyond six realms, there are pure lands. There are state of liberation, there are enlightenment. There are many ways to reborn. You see, and minimum, you're not going to reborn into this scary, unfavorable three realms. That's definite. Then if you realize that you have this great imprint and at least, in your very best, you have cultivated practices in relation to Buddha's pure realms, like Chenrezig pure realms, like Tara pure realms, Medicine Buddha pure realms. Even though you may not enlighten, but at least you familiarize so much about Medicine Buddha practice, like Medicine Buddha puja, Medicine Buddha mantra recitation, or at least seeing Medicine Buddha's picture How many times? Almost every day. How many times you've been looking at Tara's picture? How many times, or maybe at least a day that you visualize Tara? At least a day you visualize Buddha, Amitabha, Chenrezig, uh, or whatever deity. That directly create the causes to be born in their Pure Lands. And some more, if you did even more further visualizations, such as front generation, without even needed initiation, like you just feel the presence of medicine Buddha, an example, or Tara, and you connect to her, you connect to medicine Buddha and Tara, or whatever deity, through driving their blessings, through lights and nectar, etc. How normally we do the visualizations, we every day do that, or whenever possible we do that. That itself, create the interdependent cause and condition from your side. You already kind of made the tie as a family member of Tara, family member of medicine Buddha. You already created so much of causes to be born in medicine Buddha Pure Land or Tara Pure Land, without doubt. And some of individuals do even more extended practice in that. You have initiation of these different deities, and you have lived daily sadhana practices, including you do even self-generations. I remember many of you in Santa Fe, you have received, I think, Yamentaga initiation from Khenso Rinpoche, I think, quite near time ago, yeah? So most of you have this high tantric initiations. If those of you don't have, you will have in future. Then after that, you on top of front generation, you do self-generations. After you have one high tantric initiation, now you can do self-generation to all the other deities, even from the Kriya Tantra deity, Action Tantra deities, even from those of the Jenang you have received from other deities. Now you can do self-generation in relation to them. Like you can do self-generation to medicine Buddha or Mother Tara or Chenrezig, whatever. That create even more effective interdependent causes, even to enlighten in their Pure Land, not just achieve the Pure Land. Like Pure Land is almost like a transit airport, to the actual Buddha's enlightened realm. The Pure Land of the Tara is like a transit airport. Like last time when I go to Santa Fe, I need to land in Albuquerque airport, if I pronounce correctly. Then you travel by the car, then you reach to Santa Fe, yeah, to the Nurbuling. So very much very much like that. So anyway, you see, so you know that even one day I have done the sadhana properly, meaning I have already committed the conducive cause to be born in that deity's Pure Land. If you have lived up, to daily commitment, there are many examples in the Himalayas, and I'm sure in the Western world too, definitely. And I also saw that some sign in relation to Mami Max, which many of you are very familiar with. Keeping the guru disciple samaya, guru yoga practice, the inner guru purely, like before Mami Max was passing away. And also the year before that, I think I saw her remember that there's a phone call, isn't it? With a phone call with the Rinpoche. I think I remember. I think that happened, isn't it? And even whenever I have a conversation with her, she had no fear, and because she had this this inner guru yoga practice. She herself is oneness with, Kyabje Lama Sopa Rinpoche, oneness in the heart. She have no fear. And she says so openly, so confidently, like everything's perfect. And when she's passing away, even though her age is so old, but you don't see even the slightest form of inconvenience when she was passing away, isn't it? Yeah. And you can see all the sign of confidence in the practice, in the refuge, in the guru, and refuge in the samaya that she have, like that. And yeah, so there are many great examples. Once you practice a deity yoga, then all the deities, they have dharma protectors, daga dakinis as their assistant. Even you may not understand all the meditation process of the sadhana, but as long as whatever commitment you have given, you do daily, then even they are not a philosopher. Even some of them are, they didn't even understand, even during the initiation, what's really going on. And they don't really know exactly how detailed practice of sadhana, but as long as they keep the samaya purely, even just doing this repeatedly every day, when they're passing away, the dharma protectors, the daga dakinis, they come and protect you, and lead you to the deity's pure lands. There are many cases like that. There are many ways to achieve the success of spiritual benefit. The number one is the refuge, is the number one. Whether the refuge in the Guru, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, or refuge in Guru, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and meditation deities and Dharma protectors and Daga Dakinis. There are many forms of refuge. Refuge in relation to Buddha, Guru, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, deity, Dharma protector, Daga Dakinis. Then refuge to Guru, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, refuge to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So there are many ways. So when you are practicing the Deity Yoga Sadhana, then you are going refuge into, all of them. When you don't have the Deity Yoga Sadhana initiation practice, then you are going refuge, but you still have reliance on the Guru. Then from Guru, from whom you take Bodhisattva vows, from whom you took monastic vows, and from whom you took refuge, etc. Then you go for refuge in Guru, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. But then you have not defined someone as your spiritual guru, but then you still taking refuge, and you go for refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So so yeah, so minimum benefit is definitely protect from the three glory lamps, and just knowing that this is the truth, the precept and the word of the Buddha. So there's no reason for Buddha to lie to us, isn't it? Buddha would not lie, isn't it? So this is a definite. So therefore, this is how we get protection, even at the time of death. Protection from fear of being born in three glory lamps. Give us so much of confidence. Even the minimum practitioner, even the like a very, very supremely poor practitioner like me, one thing at the time of death, I will not fear of falling to three glory lamps, because at least I have refuge. I've taken refuge in my life in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and I have confidence at least will born into higher rebirths, at least a human being. And I prefer maybe born in precious human being than born in a God realm or demigod realm, and I think create so much of virtuous karma in relation to, this minimum practice of little generosity, etc., offerings, etc. And I think create on top of the other causes, create also specific causes to be born in the precious human realm. The one of the causes to be born in precious human realm is refuge. And another main cause is practice of generosity, like making offerings to Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and making charity to the needy ones. Then making charity, making offerings of actualizing holy objects like Buddha statues, stupas, Dharma, like Dharma books, even like making a tsatsa, etc. That also practice of using your material resources to actualize them is a practice of generosity in the form of offerings, contributions. Also will create the causes to be born into higher rebirth as a precious human rebirth. And the third one is making aspiration from your heart. An example, if my precious perfect Mayanic guru choose to reveal the Dharma again in the human realm, then may I be born in that environment as a precious human rebirth, and near to the emanation of the Guru, where Guru going to turn the wheel of Dharma, and may I continue to enjoy the Mayanic perfect, complete Mayanic teaching. So this is the aspiration you make. And we always make, one thing we make is, may I never be separated from perfect Mayanic Guru. This is one of the prayer we make all the time, isn't it? And it's quite sure that our perfect Mayanic Guru, like Kyabje Lama Sopa is surely going to turn the wheel of Dharma again in this human realm. And that's wonderful to reborn again, to continue to nurture by the teaching, isn't it? And yeah, like that. So like this three things, we always commit these virtuous causes, you see. So not only have no fear of being born in Three Lord Lam, but you have a full confidence that almost like where you want to born is, you're definitely going to born because you created the cause. minimum. Even for the poorest practitioner, you can have that confidence. And can imagine some of you practice very high. I don't know how, very, very high. With so much diligence, So you see, so then even enlightenment possible. So these are benefit of practice but without refuge, all this thing is not possible. So the refuge is the foundation. So like that. Okay. So I think I talked bit blah 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 too much. So yeah, I think I don't want to take too much of your time. Okay, maybe I stop here with this note. But the main practice, precept of taking refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha, minimum is, if you can benefit sentient beings, do so. If not, at least refrain from causing harm through our body, speech, and mind to the sentient being. Actually, entire precept summarized in this. And as long as we're able to observe this in our very best, and which we do, even before you practice refuge, you already do that, isn't it? Even before you met Buddhism, you already do that. You abstain from causing harm to others, and you try very best to serve the humanity. You already do that. And now you just continue to develop that basic precept and make it more altruistic. So especially at the beginning, I said this refuge today I'm sharing in relation to Mayanic refuge. So that means that will lead to the practice of in our very best to also cultivate the Bodhisattva precepts. Ultimately is taking refuge, lead us into the practice of the Bodhisattva precepts to at least, every day to day, dedicate our life for the benefit of numberless sentient beings, temporary happiness after the ultimate happiness of enlightenment. And gradually that develop into engaging Bodhisattva practice, try our very best to translate our day-to-day life activities in the practice of six paramita, practice of generosity, practice of morality, concentration, joyous effort, patience, concentration, and wisdom, in our very best, Again, the practice of the Bodhisattva precepts, the essence is trying very best to live in the practice of six paramita. Again, which you are already doing even before you become Buddhist. Even before you become Mahayanic Buddhist, you are observing your very best in moral precepts. You are doing your very best in the practice of generosity. You are trying your very best, joyous effort to take care of your family, take care of your neighbors, take care of your friends, take care of the world as in your very best. You're already doing that, isn't it? And uh, of course, you try your very best to be patient. Otherwise, we won't survive up to today. If we didn't practice, try our very best to be patient in the midst of is quite a difficult to be patient, isn't it? And we survive up to today means you already did so well. Then concentration. I mean, you try your very best to be mindful, and you try to practice the wisdom. Try very best to be as selfless as possible. So now we just need to make it more and more, more and more consistent, more and more altruistic, as much as possible, and the practice, the discipline is like practicing in our very best. Just practicing in our very best. If you practice in your very best, that's the best. It's not something that there's like kind of borderline, just doing your very best, and you are already doing very best. So I think, really, the life where we are in, really truly to rejoice. I would say like that, really to rejoice and feel happy and continue to do our best. Yeah, thank you. So if there's any questions, we can have a few questions. If not, then we can stop here. Any questions? You can on your mic. If not, then we can stop here. Yeah, it seems like no question, Venerable Dundub. Yeah, so we can do short dedication and we can conclude here. Is that okay? Okay. Yeah. So whatever merit we dedicate. Whatever merit we accumulated from this session, all the merit accumulated in the past, all the merit that going to accumulate in the future, all the merits of the Buddhas, gurus, Bodhisattvas, and the sentient being. We dedicate just like all the Bodhisattva would dedicate, and how Gyabje Lama Sopa Rinpoche would dedicate. We dedicate just like that. May this quality merit be complete cause for numberless sentient beings to be free from oceans of samsaric suffering. It is causes karma and delusion, and actualize temporary happiness up to the ultimate happiness and enlightenment accordingly. May this collective merit be complete cause, whatever inconvenience that is happening in the world, such as war, natural disaster, diseases, and whatever inconvenience that to do with health, wealth, relationship, whether it's global level, individual level, may they overcome without delaying even a moment. May this merit act as an antidote to that. And may the world be peaceful place to live. May each and every single sentient beings only enjoy peace and happiness and virtue accordingly. May this collective merit be complete cause. Anyone who passed away, in particularly in last 49 days, especially those who passed away in the war zone, those who pass away in the natural disaster, those who pass away in untimely death, even those who pass away naturally, but pass away with so much pain. May they be free from suffering of death, intermediate state, rebirth, and actualize higher rebirth in Buddha's pure realm. And within that very lifetime, they actualize state of full enlightenment accordingly. May this quality merit be complete cause. Anyone who have requested prayers from our gurus, who requested prayers from our Sangha, monasteries, nunneries, who requested prayers from me, prayers from you, or to whom I promise to pray. May this quality merit be complete cause for them to actualize all their prayers and aspirations accordingly as they aspire. May this quality merit be complete cause or all the beneficial beings in this world. Those are who cause of peace and happiness of the world and the sentient being, like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, all your spiritual gurus, yourself, your family members, always enjoy good health, long life, and fulfill all their aspirations accordingly. May this quality merit be complete cause, most precious Guru Kyabche Lama Sopa Rinpoche, all his holy wishes be fulfilled. May we have the meritorious condition to actualize his unmistaken reincarnation, and may his reincarnation have all the conducive environment to carry out which is enlightened legacy, and just like he Kyabche Lama Sopa Rinpoche did in his life, may the reincarnation do, if not more, but exactly like what Rinpoche did for the preservation of Dharma, for this in the service of sentient being accordingly. May this collective merit be complete cause all the virtuous institutions like monasteries, nunneries, all the Dharma centers, and especially to the noble links and the pay, and all the other individual students and members who participate from other centers, be free from inner outer secret obstacles and actualize all the conducive conditions, the centers to preserve the Dharma, compassion in action, in extensive learning and actualizing and realization on the stages of the path accordingly. May this quality merit be complete cause, may each and every one of us able to practice the entire stages of the path, start from the practice of refuge all the way up to the enlightenment accordingly, just like all the past Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and the gurus and great practitioners have done. May I too able to do just like that. And may days be auspicious, may nights be auspicious, may every single moment be auspicious accordingly. And also understand the dedicated ourselves, the merit and the purpose of the dedication, all to be understood in the nature of emptiness. Dage jinye sabe jewa de tendan dowa gunla gambe da kyabra chesun lo san chabai. Tembe nyingbo rendo sa shi sho sa shi peje joje mendo tamari rable shinye de tienba. Sanje shindo mikde bewa ye drugun namda shin la che barai sho ye damanguru dana mendal. Kamni ya daya me chanchu semjo rembo je maje panam keju je kyawa nyeba meba. Kone gondo pewa sho donye dawa rembo je maje panam keju je kyawa nyeba meba ya kone gondo pewa sho rinye dawa rembo je maje panam keju je kyawa nyeba meba. Gone gondo pewa rai sho kare rawe kowe shingamde pendante wa mali chume ne chere sewa Tenzin gyazoi. Jabe sede bado den juro je chuzo lame kuze rab den je nangwa tile chuchu jenpa da losan tebe dreme sasum. Dove muze dado je juro je jawa kundo yanda lama da tame chuje pela lonje. Sada lam je yonde rab zone do je chanje gomba nyo do sho pama simje tamje den dan den jo jingen do tamje dado tungwa. Chanchu senpa gana su choba deda kunje malang do juro je simje neba jinje ba nyo do nere ta ju je do we nene ma le ba ta do chungwa me bar sho. Jabe bawe jitara jemba da kundo sambo tenya de jinje de da kunje jiso da lo ji jawa de da tamje ram do ngo tu son shebe jawa tamje de ngo wa ga la chu do nga ba da jin je we za wa de gun ja sambo je je ram do ngo wa rai je che je ja bo song ga be je so na ba phe wa da je je se ma she wa tun je ma le sa wa sho da da shin je de son da do we chun ye la de ne ja wa lo sang da ba Temba yure ba yuru ji chumde di jabara juma anda ba zube sanye meje la pide yobe ji jabala cha to chumde di jabara juma anda ba zube sanye namana zube ji kaza chumde di jabara juma anda ba zube sanye ngwa da mola chumde di jabara juma anda ba zube sanye ngwa da mola de ore be jabala ji dai do be de obu de zum dur de zame dai do be de obu de ne dai do be de obu de ne zum dur de zame so dai do be de obu de ne zum dur de zame大家没这条不等于说我们都是咱们就没得把这办的把这个事情没得了，别的就把那就没得就把这办的把这个事情我的，我跟着的对，叫我那车子，没就这些家别进来的，等的老外没别的嘛，大家他上那边，那么他们别那个住就了，这等把几天工作就把他等把你微信都稍微等这不落去都等。等把有人那边打些就你们的来，现在的你们这样的来，今年在大多的来，工作送的打些说。Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Take,
Geshe.
please take good care and happy merit multiplying day also. Thank you. Take care.